about Dragon Ball Z Super or my next video like this, but I had technical difficulties, so here I go. Well, Dragon Ball Z Super sucks because, okay, first of all, it's technically Super Saiyan 4 in its human form. So, naturally, Super Saiyan without Goku's tail. So, Super Saiyan 4 in its human form is technically a Super Saiyan God. And technically, I think when Goku turned into a god, he turned more into a weakling, a cocky son of a bitch, or shall I say, more arrogant. He turned into basically Vegeta in a nutshell after he turned into a god. Because before, when Goku actually was a god, or shall I say, folk tale, he was not as arrogant, or he didn't sound like Vegeta, at least in my observation of his character in this new Dragon Ball Z Super show. I will never ever call something a god, because gods technically don't exist in my knowledge of knowing things. God exists to prove our own existence. But where did he come from? I mean, I will say something is out there, but I will not call it a god. And also, for me, they made planets, World 7 is our quote-unquote Earth 7. They made our species look like a bunch of weaklings, which to some extent we are, but in a way they made Goku sound even stupider than character back in the old days. He wasn't as arrogant as he is now. I mean, he sounds more like Vegeta's character. Vegeta was already arrogant because he's technically the Super Saiyan Prince. But I will have to say that ever since they made Dragon Ball Z Super, because I watched clips and bits of it, so I would have to say that that's how the Japanese sees us as Americans, I would have to say. I'm sorry to say that, but it might be possible that it's viewed that way, but I can't say that the Japanese are wrong. I mean, I can't say they're right either, but that's their observation, which might be true. In my case, I know I'm weak, or I'm somewhat strong, but I'm not able to do certain stuff because I can't walk. But that doesn't mean that technically doesn't mean that I can't learn anything. I mean, in Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Z Super, I think they made Goku sound stupid. I mean, he's the strongest character in the world. Or in the Dragon Ball Z universe. And they're not claiming that that Super Saiyan God form is Super Saiyan 4. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 is awesome. I mean, technically that's Super Saiyan 4 without Goku's tail. But people discredit Dragon Ball GT. I mean, Dragon Ball GT was awesome. Every character in that game, except for Dr. Mew, I think it was? Yeah, Dr. Mew. Every character, except for Dr. Mew, was a weakling. I mean, I've heard online people say Super Saiyan 17 was the worst character ever, but I would have to say it would be Dr. Mew. It has to be the worst character ever. And in history of Dragon Ball Z, or GT for that matter, because GT still counts because it's part of the continuity. If you're a true Dragon Ball Z fan, you would admit that Dragon Ball Z Super is a beginning point for GT. I mean, everybody who's claiming to be a Dragon Ball Z fan should know that, because it exists already. Just because it's not done by the original creator doesn't mean that it's not a Dragon Ball Z series, because it exists. Dragon Ball Z, without Dragon Ball Z, there would be no GT, there would be no Dragon Ball Z Super. I mean, even Pan is only 2 in Dragon Ball Z Super. So she's barely being born in the movies. So, and in GT, she's about, 10 years old? So you can't discredit Dragon Ball GT. So I would have to say Dragon Ball GT is the continuation after Battle of Gods. After the Dragon Ball GT series. It's before. Dragon Ball Z Super is before GT. So GT is the continuation of that. Because technically it hasn't been proven that Super Saiyan 4 is not Super Saiyan God mode. Just because it doesn't have a tail, and Goku has red hair in the movies. In the movies of Battle of Gods, he has red hair. So I would have to say it's the first version of Super Saiyan 4 in its human form, in its base form. But everybody disregards GT. I do not, because it makes perfect sense. The only people that I would call gods in Dragon Ball Super is Lord Beerus and Whis. But Will I discredit the others? Yes! Because they're not gods. They're strong individuals, but they're not gods. He doesn't have the god title yet. And no one person can probably replace Lord Beerus. If you get my drift. If you know what I'm saying. Because GT is part of the continuity. Because Pan like I said, Pan is part of the continuity in GT, and she's a lot. She's 8 years old or 10? So she's part of the continuity. So you can't disregard GT as not being part of the actual continuation of Dragon Ball Z Super. Because it ties in to how old she was in GT when Dragon Ball Z Super finishes. Dragon Ball Z fans out there, you gotta admit that. Because that's not fair to GT. GT, Pan is a lot older in that one. So you can't disregard that as not part of the actual continuity. That's all I'm saying. And that makes me very upset that you guys won't admit that. Whoever YouTube's Dragon Ball Z videos out there in YouTube world. I mean, you should be ashamed to call yourselves Dragon Ball Z fans if you do YouTube videos and you disregard GT as not part of the continuity. That's all I'm saying. Because it is. And if you get an opportunity to, please subscribe if you get a chance to. So, have a nice day. I'm out.
Text to speech unavailable here.